My name is Jan, and I'm the filmmaker behind this movie. God's desire and God's dream is that every nation would worship Him. For countries that are only 1% Christian or less, it's so rare that there's like a house of prayer and a people who treasure the presence of God. The Lord made a way for all of us to have this intimacy with Him and have our faces be unveiled so that we can experience that same closeness with God. And so the Great Commission is just God's dream for intimacy with all of His children. And many people around the world actually want to know the truth. They want to know the one true living God, but they just don't have access to a church or the Bible. There's no known missionaries in those places. And so it really breaks God's heart. He wants to know them and they want to know Him, but there's just like no bridge. Like God could have just like snapped His fingers. When we got saved, we would just like teleport to heaven. But there's a reason why we stayed on earth. It's because He actually wants us to bring heaven to earth, like through us. That's the Great Commission. John saw this vision of a great multitude which no one could count, of like every tribe, every nation, every tongue, singing to the Lamb. Salvation belongs to the Lamb. And then Jesus taught us how to pray, and He said, "Let it be done on earth as it is in heaven." So we know what's happening in heaven, and then Jesus reveals the Father's dream to us on earth. This constant lifting of the incense of worship of every nation, every tribe, every tongue. Well, worship is when you're giving something worth, and all of us give worth to something. All of us are sacrificing for something that matters a lot to us. Worship in the Bible, for the first time that it's mentioned, is Abraham and Isaac. Biblically, worship is a sacrifice, but it's also an offering. And it's also a response to the greatness of God. When we talk about Mary, who broke her alabaster jar and like poured out the perfume on Jesus' feet, He said that wherever the gospel is preached, the story of Mary will be mentioned also. She wasn't giving away the most costly thing to impress Jesus. She knew that He was about to pour out His life on the cross. And so in response to the revelation of His extravagant love, she pours out her oil, saying to Jesus, "You are worth to me more than the costliest possible thing that I could find."
My name is Melina. I kind of said yes without knowing what I was saying yes to, but it's been the easiest yes and best yes. So kind of a funny saying, but I like to be like, I'm like God's little spy. Because you're just walking around and you like see people, and all of a sudden God's like, I love them this much. Can you go tell them that? They don't know. Worship has become like one of my favorite ways to just commune with God. I've come to realize that worship is unto intimacy. Everything that we do is unto intimacy. And I started asking Him, how do you want me to worship you? How do you want to be worshiped in this moment? Because in the Bible, there's very few instances where Jesus said He like felt loved by something. And one of the instances is when Mary poured out the oil on Jesus' feet. She's sitting at His feet and she's like pouring out oil and she's crying and she's wiping His feet with her hair. And in that moment, Jesus like felt so loved and so honored. But every other person in the room judged her and like called it a disgrace. And He said, like, this woman has done a beautiful thing to me. She worshiped Him in that moment, and He felt loved, and He was anointed for the cross. And everyone else thought it was a disgrace. So then I'm thinking, I don't want to just do worship how I think it should be done. but I want to worship God how He wants to be worshipped. Wait, can I get a book for you? Let me run. Wait, I have it. How to Worship a King by Zach Neese. There's a word, proskuneo. Basically, it means to blow kisses to God. Blowing kisses is an expression of love to someone who is a little farther away than you wish they were. If they were not a little distance, you would simply kiss them on the face. We know that Jesus recognizes kisses as expressions of love because in Luke 7, the sinful woman comes weeping at his feet, anointing and kissing them. The Pharisees reproach her for inappropriate behavior, but Jesus defends her, saying, "You gave me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, has not ceased to kiss my feet. You did not anoint my head with oil, but this woman has anointed my feet with ointment. Therefore I say to you, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved me much. But he who is forgiven loves little." Jesus recognized the woman's behavior, including her kisses, as expressions of love. It is the only place in the Gospels where Jesus says someone, besides his Father, has demonstrated love to him.
Hi, my name's Anya, and I have the privilege of being one of the leaders to this team in Central Asia this year. I just busied my schedule to the point where I would get nosebleeds over and over again because I was just like so stressed, so burdened, but I was like ignoring every voice from the Lord. I was like, God, no, I know you exist. Thank you. I love you. I'll read my Bible and I'll move on. And then I would have these outbursts of anger and aggression. And all of that led me to a place of literally being like, God, I can't actually do it any longer. He met me, and this is when I think my faith really became real, because he was like, Anya, like, you know I care about you. He was like, you know, I actually desire to take your weight and your burdens onto myself. And that was the moment where he really became a relational God to me, where he was like, completely pulled me out of that. All I want to do is just live in his like wing of joy. How would I explain outreach? Outreach is in our case, 3 months in a completely foreign nation that none of us have ever been to before, in a nation that doesn't speak our language, and literally letting us be led by the Holy Spirit, making God known. Go therefore and make disciples. That is what outreach is. It's actually just obedience to what God has already told us to do in the Bible. It's obedience. We have said, send me, Lord, and now he has sent us, and this is us being obedient to him. That's what outreach is, yeah. The most effective work that we can do is supporting local believers, is supporting long-termers, is supporting and serving, and actually training the church of like what it looks like to reach their friends, because they're the ones that are here forever. Like my own agenda really does not matter compared to the Lord's agenda. We cannot change Central Asia, but Jesus can. We're just here to tell people that he's doing it.
So we just got out of the PR.
PR?
We can't say that.
Oh yeah, we can. Guess what that is.
And now we're just kind of walking back. We're gonna go whip up some eggs, I think. Go speak at a school.
Yeah, no, but the food is awesome. Shawarma, as much shawarma as you want. Plof is this like special bread.
I love it. Yes.
Reminds me of like a beignet without the powdered sugar, but so good.
Nice.
So yeah, people in the food are great, and that makes life pretty good.
Come on.
Day in the life is we get up, we make breakfast, have our quiet times, and then we have team time. We'll worship together and intercede together over Central Asia, and we go out and do follow-ups with people we've already met up with and become friends with, or do evangelism. Some days it's going to high schools and teaching English at different high schools. Other days is going to an orphanage. Other days is homeless ministry, meeting locals, becoming their friend, showing them who Jesus is, being his hands and feet. I'm Nyla, and this is my journey through my outreach in Central Asia. I grew up in a household, it was a Christian household. I don't think I really lived for the Lord until the last couple of years. I didn't want to be the basic missionary girl because I grew up in a missionary household. It was always praised in a sense, and I don't think in a bad way, but it was one of those things where I didn't want that, and part of that was rebellion. I come from a small town in Texas, and there's a lot of tradition and religion. There's a faith aspect to me believing in the Lord, but there necessarily wasn't anything action-wise, which in the Bible it says faith without action is dead. Stepping out in faith was just giving the next 6 months up, literally dying to fleshly desires and wants. The Lord was teaching me in that season what it looks like to fully be dependent on Him and Him only, and just to get the opportunity to be able to enjoy that without a lot of noise. Definitely something that took a deep dive in intimacy with Him. I don't know, I feel like I want to get to the end of my life and know that I lived step in step, hand in hand with the Lord every single season, even if it was more difficult in some seasons than others. And I feel like the Lord's dream for my life is for Him to look back in my life and be well done, my good and faithful servant. You had a relationship with me. I knew you. I knew your heart posture. We went on side quests and adventures. His dream for my life is for me to live with Him, through Him, for Him, all my life.
The video. Wait.
Hey, my name is Patrick Spillane, and I am in Mongolia. In the Bible, we see countless examples of people who stepped out in faith and did the hard thing, and God met them in that moment. I don't believe it was easy for Moses to lead a nation away from their home into the wilderness. And obviously, we know the Red Sea parted. I believe that when we step into our calling, the calling of God on our lives, God will give you grace. He will sustain you. The Bible is clear that He is our sustainer. He refreshes us. He gives us strength and grace. We see in Jesus' life as He walked to the cross, as He went to the cross, it was for the joy set before Him that He endured the cross, but God gifted Him that joy.
Always. I don't. This is my fork. It's all wet.
Just sitting in the Mongolian gur and meeting nomads, that was so cool. And eating a camel.
We ate camel and rode camels in the same day. It was just cool. I don't know, that whole trip for me, I think was my favorite part so far.
Well, this guy who works as a butcher in the Eco Mart, which is the supermarket down the street, really started talking to him, and he gave us a piece of meat that we ate tonight, a piece of steak. And so then I got to we kind of just got to encourage him. Alex got to share some of her story and encourage him with some Bible verses and scripture and just God's love for him. And as he was leaving, he was didn't want to end the conversation. He just kept saying Yesu, Yesu, and pointing up. He was like Yesu and thumbs up. So it's just pretty cool. And now he's just kind of a friend of our team. So.
An unreached nation is a place where the gospel has just not been heard. People that don't know Jesus and need Jesus, and maybe they never have had the opportunity to follow Jesus because they have not been told. A day in the life here in Mongolia, it looks different every day, but we get to have a team time together, come together in the morning after we all individually spend time with God and eat breakfast and have some instant coffee. We get to come together and kind of share what's on our heart. Prayer and worship is essential, I think, for leading an outreach team and just being on an outreach team in another nation. Without prayer and worship, we can do nothing. Without God, we can do nothing. So I'm about to share a message at a youth group. I was a little exhausted, but I had an Americano. I'm going to be talking about the armor of God in Ephesians 6. His word is powerful. So
verse 14, stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace.
He was perfect and holy, but he was vulnerable too.
John, right?
Яагаад гэвэл түүнийг бид яг байгаа байдлаар нь өөрсдийн нүдэд
You know that he appeared in order to take away sins, and in him there is no sin.
And to actually hear from him, you have to read his word.
We just did a Bible study at a church. We talked about 1 John and the love of God and how we're created in God's image.
Yes.
And everyone was so hungry and it was so much fun.
Come on.
If I'm having like a hard day or like something crazy is happening, or if there's just a rough season, when I spend time with him, it's like things that seem massive don't seem as big anymore. One moment in his presence can truly change everything. The word talks about like our prayers like going up as like little incenses to God. Imagine like you're in an unreached nation. There's like Buddhists around you, like Hindus, and like you're that little like incense to the Lord in the midst of like this unreached nation. I've seen how much prayer and worship truly like paves the way for breakthrough and for Jesus. So being in an unreached nation and getting to worship him is just as like effective as like going out in the street and like evangelizing. Being able to minister to God in a place where like no one does that is special. You like praying and interceding is doing something supernaturally that causes him to come. Because he could just come back. Like he could just come back and not like need us, but there's something about us coming together and like partnering with him that like John the Baptist, like he prepared the way for Jesus, and worship and intercession and prayer like on earth is like ushering in his return. Take me into your throne room. Let me see your beauty. Let me see your face. Take me into your throne room. Let me see your beauty. Let me see your face.
Why I love going on missions trips is because it forces me to depend on God. And when you're in those situations, you just talk to him all the time. And so when I stay in that place of abiding, giving him my time, giving him my affection, giving him my presence, the love of Jesus just flows out of me more naturally. Yeah, I just want people to come fully alive in God, because I'm still so fresh from living in bondage to like fear, sin, insecurities. I feel like I've only been flying with the Lord for the past 2 years. There's so much joy that he has for all of us. Every time that you do something by faith, there's like a new depth of God's heart that he wants to show you on the other side of that.
Just so that I could have you find me, leaving my home, selling all that I own, just so that I could have you. 'Cause I found a pearl of great price when I looked in your eyes, when I looked in your eyes. I found a pearl of great price when I looked in your eyes, when I looked in your eyes.
The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure that a man discovered, hidden in a field. In his excitement, he hid it again and sold everything he owned to get enough money to buy the field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant on the lookout for choice pearls. When he discovered a pearl of great value, he sold everything he owned and bought it. The man in this parable literally sold everything because he had found the pearl of great price that was hidden in the field. And everyone else probably thought he was crazy, because why would you sell your house, all your belongings, for an empty field? But the man knew that there was a pearl of great price. And I think that's something that God has really been touching on this season specifically for me, stepping into even more long-term missions, is that like he is the pearl of great price and that he is in the field. I think the field is wherever God has asked you to be. He's like, would you find me in the field? If you're living in obedience, you're gonna find him wherever you are.
The safest place to be is where he calls you. Even if it's hard, it's like there's no place I'd rather be.
It's so much better when you're living in obedience, because God blesses those who are obedient. And it's so much more fun. Best yes of my life. He's the best.
Again, what's your why? Like, why did you choose to be a Christian? Like, who is the Lord to you? Because he's got to be your all. You cannot serve one master and love the other equally, faithfully. So
I am no more worthy or deserving of God's love than any Mongolian. And so, yeah, go. Even if it's just for short-term missions, it's worth it. Just go. Yeah.
God, we cannot function without the love of the Father. Jesus, we love because you loved first. Because you said we were worth it, Jesus. So let us turn around and actually receive that and say that you are even more worth it. God, you are worth every single part of our lives, every single yes that we say, God. You are worth all of it, Jesus. So we just give you our lives, Jesus.